One of the things that we face is how to put out the information. You have to put it in a form that's understandable and that draws an interest, but you don't want to, I don't want to say dumb it down, but bring it down to such a level that you take all the, you know, relevant information out of it. So what we try to do is use the report card to educate, to show what we're doing, where the scores are on a broad scope, and then hopefully that increases people's interest to follow up, because we do have a lot of information from the Chester test, and testing is the first step to get people interested. We have a watershed coordinator, Ron Melser, and his kind of role is to train and to encourage people to volunteer to do Chester testers. I think we have 16 sites that we test, and they test on a regular basis, and they go through basically a training program of how to test, and so to try to keep each test uniform standards of how it's done, how it's recorded, how it's turned in. Ron's part-time, but that's really a full-time position. I'm trying to get people to volunteer and then train them to do a quality job on what they're doing. Some of them live close to it. Some of them are, commuters, and they go a little bit of ways to do it. But it's basically we kind of pick targeted sites that are easy accessible for testing. Certain conservation programs, if there wasn't additional compensation, it wouldn't matter how good a friend you were with the person. Yeah. I mean, like any business, a lot of the decision will come down to economic terms. If they put in the work and take something out of production, are they going to be compensated equally or more for that? So for programs like cover crop, that plays a large part because of the number of acres we're talking about. Some of our programs, like our switchgrass program, we're working with farmers, where each farmer has, 10 to 20 acres that they're working with us in switchgrass. If they don't make all their money back on that 20 acres, it's not quite as a big deal. But when you're talking about a farmer putting in 1,000 acres of cover crops, they really pencil it out. If they're going to invest in doing cover crops, that they're going to be compensated for it. And that's a lot with our Green Seeker program. When you're investing in new technology, and it's a new technology that farmers don't understand, it's important, whether it's through a university program or an extension program or something, someone like us that helps offset that initial technology investment, because it would be hard to think farmers would invest in that before they understand it or see any results. And as we gather results from the farmers that we've helped invest in the technology, and we can start proving that the economic return at the end is there if they would purchase it on their own, then you'll start seeing farmers going out and making that a purchase without our help. And that's our goal with that program, is prove that it's working, and then prove the economics of it, so that down the road, instead of having to buy 100 green seekers, they basically buy, the farmers are interested in buying them themselves. It's not just about education, but it's about gathering the information to use to educate. Our 3-year programs, aren't just about putting 500 acres of switchgrass out, but it's developing a market for it, developing a cost equation of how much it costs to plant, how much it costs to harvest, how much it costs to haul, and then putting that equation together and say, if you are interested in switchgrass, here's your economical timeline for it. It's going to cost 3 years, and in 3 years you can expect to make X amount of dollars. Kent and Queen Anne's County are close to 80% agriculture, and so if you want to clean up the Chester River and have an effect on your mission statement of a cleaner river, then it's important to get involved with the agriculture sector in a positive way. We're one of the few environmental or river organizations that are doing that kind of outreach, and I think it's been pretty positive.